Welcome to a demonstration today showing the view of a professional user. We have previously done a demonstration showing the registration, how a pro user would register to use a service. Now I am logged in as a handler and able to receive OICL claims through the portal. As you can see, I have 5 tabs along the top here. I have my work, my team's work, I can see my organisation's work, any resolved claims, and recent cases I have worked on. We have a criteria and filters here where if you wanted to search a claim, you have the facilities to do that. You can also search claims by their statuses. Next, at the top on the right hand side, we have a new claim button. So to initiate a new claim, you would select that and it would open up a new tab. I can keep that open and still go back to my home tab. During this journey, I will point out the differences from the pro user journey and the unrepresented journey. The first one on this page being that we ask how the claimant was referred to you. Upon selecting the drop down, you have a number of options that you can choose from. And again, we ask you for your claim reference number. We ask for the claimant's personal details. Postcode finder, you can type the postcode in and select find address. If you can't locate that address, you have the option here to enter the address in manually. The contact telephone number, email address, your client's involvement in the accident, and we ask for you to supply the Ask QPI number. This is different to the claimant's or the unrepresented claimant's journey, where they aren't asked to provide their search reference number. They will do an Ask QPI search and an ID&V check. Where in this part of the journey we don't. Ask for the national insurance number, your client's employment status, moving on now to the accident circumstances. This is all normal and vital information that you would expect to answer and to ask of your client following a road traffic accident. Accident location has pulled through the postcode of your client's address. You can either manually delete that and type in an accident location, or on the map, you can use a red pin and pick and drag this around to identify the location of the accident. Did the police attend the scene? If I select no, I'm asked was the accident reported to the police. Upon selecting yes, I'm then asked to provide these details. Registration of your client's vehicle. Selecting find will go off to DVLA and bring back the make and model and colour of the vehicle. If this isn't correct, I can select no, and then I can manually select the make model. And then ask, was the client wearing a seatbelt, about passengers in the vehicle, and whether I'm the owner. Information about witnesses. If I was to select yes, I'm asked to provide further details of the witness, and here I can add up to 8 witnesses. Vehicle registration number of the at-fault party. Again, find vehicle will go off to the DVLA, bring back the make, model and colour. Again, if this isn't correct, I have the option to manually select that. Now I'm inputting the offending party's details. And how I got these details. Asked if there was any other vehicles involved. If I was to select yes, I'm then presented and asked for further details. And as per the witnesses, I can add up to 8 additional vehicles here. Now moving on to your client's injuries. Upon selecting add, I'm then presented with a drop down on multiple injuries that I can select from. We're then asked, do you believe that your client sustained a whiplash? You can add multiple injuries. And we can continue. Tell us about the injuries you suffered. So we're now moving on to questions in regards to, was your client's injuries exceptionally severe? At this stage, you can answer these now, or if you select no, you will be given an option during the offer stage to answer these questions again. Did your client take any time off work? As previously at the beginning of the claim capture process, we said the claimant was employed. And this has then been a question that has pulled through. If you're selected that your client was unemployed or was a carer, we wouldn't be asked these questions. We then asked how many days they were off work for, and are they still off work? Asking about did the claimant seek any medical attention, and did they recommend any further treatment? Now we're moving on to start looking at any losses that your claimant may have at this time. So do they need any help repairing their vehicle, or do they need a temporary replacement vehicle? If you select no, then you are presented with some drop downs. So if their insurer is already dealing with the repairs, and if they've been provided with a courtesy car, or if they had access to another vehicle. We're now asking about other items you wish to claim for. So this is where, at this stage of the claim capture process, if you know your client has a loss of earnings claim, excess, this can be added at this stage. If you don't and you're still collating that information, you can come back to the service and add that at later stages. And you can add multiple losses here. If you have any supporting documents for either your losses or to support the claim at this stage, you can add that here. Again, if you don't have that evidence at this point, you can come back to the service and add it later. Check your answers. You click on the arrow, it expands that section, and you can check the details are correct. If you do need to change anything, you can select change and it will take you back to this section and you can change whatever needs to be updated. Then presented with a statement of truth. And upon accepting and sending, that claim has now gone to the compensator. If I select close, it brings me back to the overview screen of that claim, where you have a number of options here. In the green block, it advises you that the compensator is reviewing the details of the accident. You can view and send messages. Here you can add any other losses that you may now be aware of. As a professional user, you can transfer the claim. So if you wanted to transfer the claim to a different office, you can do that from here, or assign ownership of the claim. They're the two differences to what the unrepresented claimant would have. Withdraw this claim. Both yourself as a professional user and an unrepresented claimant would be able to do that if they wanted to. You can also view the documents and upload further documents from here. Here you have a number of tabs which relate to the claim itself. So upon selecting accident details, you can then quickly and easily see details of the accident location, the description of the accident, your client's involvement in the accident, if you needed that information, the responsible driver's details, or if you wanted to, you could click on view details and you would be able to review this from the small claim notification form. So I've now had the claim come back from the compensator to me. As I can see, they've admitted the claim in full, and I need to arrange and upload a medical report. As you'll see under my other actions, now that the claim has been accepted, I have now an option to request an interim payment. I'm going to upload the medical report and I'm asked to provide the Medco search reference. Now, this journey now is slightly different to the unrepresented journey, as they would go and they would be able to select their medical preferences via Medco, and they would also then be presented with 5 to 6 either MROs or DMEs that they would then be able to select from to arrange their medical examination. Whereas obviously on this path, you don't do that and you would do that yourself. I'm now uploading a medical report. As you can see, that's been uploaded. Asking for the date the examination occurred on. Prognosis within the medical report. And I can continue. Summary screen. Again, I can go back and change anything if I needed to. Then asked how the claimant wants to proceed. Want to proceed to an offer. The confirmation screen. I'm going to add some further losses. An overview to confirm my new losses I've added. You'll also be able to see fees here as well. The medical report fee. So I now select the medical report that I want to show the compensator. Here I'm now asked again about the exceptional circumstances. So do I want to consider an uplift? If I select yes, I'm asked further information. A percentage I wish to claim for, and continue. Again, check your answers, and we can go back and change anything if we wanted to, and confirm. Review the losses. So this will be the final chance to add all the losses before the claim is sent to the compensator. Check the fees. Now I've got the statement of truth. And upon selecting finish, that claim has now been passed to the compensator to consider making your claimant an offer. I've now received an offer from the claimant from the compensator. I can now view the offer. So here we've got three options. We can accept the offer, we can dispute the offer, or We can continue to rate out the prognosis if required. We can see that the exceptional circumstances that we answered and requested a 10% uplift has been agreed by the compensator. We can see the offer that's been made. If I click view the offer summary, this will then take me to the breakdown of the offer. So I can see that my losses, or my claimant's losses, when they submitted the claim to the compensator was £625. I can then see what has been agreed and not agreed. I then have my tariff amount, my uplift amount, and my injury non-tariff figure. I don't have any deductions, but if any deductions had been made due to liability or seatbelt, they would be here. Or likewise, if I had already had an interim payment, that deduction would sit here as well. Click on return to view, brings me back to check the offer screen. So here I can decide what I want to do. If I dispute the offer, I then have the choice to either go back to the compensator to make a counteroffer, or I could start court proceedings. We can go round and to the compensator with a counteroffer 3 times. For today, we're going to accept the offer. And to continue, then presented with the screen to confirm that we are accepting this offer. If I was to select finish, this claim would then go to the compensator to say I'm happy to accept. However, if I decided to change my mind at this point, I can still go back. I can dispute the offer. I'm going to decide to go to court. I now need to confirm what offers I don't agree with. You can go into each element and advise which one you don't agree with. And to dispute the tariff amount. So here you can see the tariff amount the compensator selected, whiplash and minor psychological, more than 6 months but no more than 9 months. We're going to select no more than 9 months. And continue. We're going to agree with the assessment here. Again, check the offers you disagree with. You can go back and change anything if you wanted to. You can now see our comments have been populated here, and we're going to continue. Now, as we've said, we want to go to court. We're now presented with the non-protocol vehicle costs. We're going to say no, that we haven't got any. We now need to select the documents we wish to take to court. So we can see here that the reason for going to court is the value is in dispute, liability isn't in dispute, and there are no MVC claim, and that this claim includes an uplift. We're now able to select the documents, go to court, continue. We can then see the 5 documents I've selected. We can confirm and send. So this has now gone back to the compensator for them to review the documents that you have selected for court. So the compensator has now reviewed the documents that we've selected for court and has provided their response. You can see under messages we have a new indicator. And I can see that there are 2 messages here. One to say that a section 152 notice has been sent, and the second message is saying that you will no longer be able to accept or withdraw offers using my other actions, as we're now proceeding to court. We've got our documents that we previously selected. And now your details. We're now being asked about the details to be different to the court. We say court form, we say no, and continue. Asking for the defendant's address. If you have the defendant's address, you can enter this in manually. Or if you say no, it will bring through the compensator's address. You now need to select your preference for the County Court Hearing Centre. Are you aware of any claims that have already proceeded to court? And does the claimant require any additional assistance? So select your witnesses. If you haven't added any during the claim capture process, you can add them here. If you had witnesses here already, you would be able to select them. Has your client included in the court pack all the evidence they wish to rely on? If you select yes, you don't have to do anything else, you can continue. If you select no, then you're asked what more evidence you will be providing. So we've now got a breakdown of the court fee payable. Again, a check your answers page where you can go back and change anything if required. So your client is ready to start the court proceedings. The court form has been created. What happens next? And it gives some details of what is required to happen next. Here you can see we have the court valuation form and the list of documents for court. So this populates the reason for going to court and the documents that have been selected. As you can see, the green block text has changed. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that the claim is closed and has gone to court. That brings today's demonstration to a close on the professional user's view of the OICL portal. Thank you.